nothing like the French horns of the Hoenn region to completely make your day, you know? Nothing like the French horns of the Hoenn region. Let me apologize for us being a little bit late today. Tech issues on both ends. So, yeah, we are braving the storm to bring you all. What the? I thought I turned this thing on. Oh, to bring you all another awesome podcast. This thing is a pain in the ass. I mean, you heard that, didn't you?
Yeah, I heard it just fine.
God.
Well,
my apologies, people.
Well, when you clicked it the second time, I heard it, so I was like, oh, okay.
Oh boy, tech issues all around. But again,
like I said, technology is nice when it actually chooses to work.
But again, we can't live without technology, and especially because we're streamers, we need technology.
Yeah.
But all right, are you ready to get this rolling?
I'm about as ready as one man can be, so let's do it.
That's what I like to hear, ladies and you cooperate with me today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the fellow pokeNERDS of the world, welcome to the pokeNERDS Incorporated podcast, the Pokemon exclusive podcast just for us pokeNERDS to sit down, relax, and get to know other fellow Pokemon content creators in the Pokemon community. I am your host, the one and only Dark Master Spence. And this is my co-host who loves to frickin' be a bitch. But anyway, guys, if you do not know the guest in question today, let me just give you a little quick intro to him. We got a Shiny Hunter, we got a Nuzlocke, and despite the way his name, despite the name, we got a pretty chill dude among members of the Team Yell stream team. So I don't know, is he a yeller? We'll find out. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the show Dale, aka Monster D316.
Happy to be here, Spence. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Hopefully, you guys are doing well.
Yeah, and also in chat, just let us know if audio is good on both ends, because we always need the audio check. But Dale, above all else, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come on to the show and let me pick your brain on what makes you the PokeNerd that you are. Especially because you know how I do these things, guys. I usually plan these podcasts like 2 weeks in advance. This was planned literally four days ago because I had one member of the current roster for season 5 drop out, and Monster picked up the torch, ran up the staircase, and said, "Let this podcast be open!" But yes, still, mad props to Dale for taking the time to come onto the show. So I take it you've seen previous episodes of my podcast, so you know kind of how this stuff goes.
Yeah, I listened to about 2 or 3 of them the other day, so I got the gist of what was going on. I was still gonna let you go through your spiel and do your own thing. But yeah, I have a gauge of what's going on, but I think for formality's sake, or just have you just go through the motions, I figure it'd be easier. So.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair enough. But all right. So obviously the first thing I like to do is let the guest. I like to give the guest a chance to introduce themselves and give us a little background as to who they are as a content creator. Like what got you into it, what type of content you produce, and what made you decide to go hit that live button for the first time. So, Dale, you have the floor. Let us know about you.
All right. Well. With that said, hi everybody, how are you guys doing? My name is Dale, aka Dale, aka Monster D316. Refer to me as however you want. I go by all of them. My story is, I can't say my story is weird, but it's weird in the sense of, I think just just with how I live my life, I just do everything impulsively, right? And so, I'm a shiny hunter. I do occasional challenge runs here and there, different Nuzlocks, stuff like that. I'm usually only streaming Pokemon content. Sometimes like if I'm offline, I'll play like other random games, but that's few and far between. But like when it comes to like streaming stuff, I've always thought about maybe doing it at some point because I would always watch obviously just a bunch of YouTubers, people that I could think of like in the early days, I guess, when it comes to like Pokemon content that I would always watch, I'd always find myself watching a lot of Age-Rise videos. I would go back and watch through like Chuck Conroy's playthroughs of older games and just a bunch of different like YouTubers here and there. And I don't know at what point I don't know at what point that occurred to me that I I had always thought about doing it, but I never I wasn't sure how to approach it or like how to like get to that point. But I remember this was around, let's say it was definitely during COVID. By this point in time, I had been in the Twitch community for a while. I had jumped around between different communities and finally found some footing as far as like people I wanted to hang out with and just, chill with them. And I think there was one day I was watching somebody. I don't remember who, but I think one day I was just like, you know what? I have a PC that's semi decent. I could probably make it work. You know what? The heck with it. Let's just go live. Why not? Like, there wasn't any rhyme or reason. Like I said, I knew I wanted to do it at some point. I just wasn't sure when or what. So I was just like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just do it today. Why not? And this was definitely during COVID time. This was, I think, late 2020, maybe early 21. And I know it was around that time because I have clips from some of my earliest streams that was from that time frame. I just can't pinpoint the exact date, but through that time, my life situation was weird in the sense of where I'm sitting right now is where this computer setup has been for some time, and it's at an IRO buddy's house of mine. But at that point in time, I was only streaming. What was it? I think it was like once or twice over the course of like 3 to 5 months, maybe. Like it would just be a stream here and there, just something random. But I would always take my setup. I would take my setup from my house, literally pack it all up in like a suitcase, like the monitors, the cords, my mouse, keyboard, everything. Bring it over to my buddy's house, stream for like a day, maybe two if I was lucky. Then pack it up and take it all the way back after like a work week was over, and I went back to the house. And so that's how I did that for a while. And then like at some point in that time frame, the computer that I have now was built, and because of just how my scenario is, we work at the same workplace, so I actually stay over at his house through the week, and so I just left it here, and it also worked out because around this time I also had to go to day shift at my particular job, so it kind of worked out for me in the sense that it gave me a time slot where I could fit in like a consistent schedule as far as like stream is concerned. And at what point was that? That was 25. I'd say about three and a half years ago, I think. Maybe two and a half, something like that. But whenever that happened, that's when I was able to be more consistent with it. And so I just started going ham on it, and I've just been kind of doing it ever since, just kind of doing my own thing, And from where I was at that point versus now, I've definitely made a lot more progress than I thought I would have by this point. Because I've only been like trying to stream on Twitch specifically, not YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, but like I haven't posted anything on that in heaven knows how long. But I've been on Twitch specifically that was about some of those one or two streams now and again. Basically 5-6 years at this point, which is insane to think about. But but I've definitely made a lot more progress than I thought I would have at this point in time, and it's been a lot of fun. I've been very much enjoying it. But yeah, it was just one of those things where I was just like, the heck it. I see everybody else doing it. It looks like fun. Let's just do it. Why not? Let's just see what happens. And I've just been kind of vibing ever since. So it's random. It's like I said, a lot of things I do is impulsive, and it's just been fun. It's just been fun doing the stuff that I've done up to this point. So I'm really enjoying it.
This might be one of the most interesting stories I've had thus far, because I've never heard of one person actually packing up an entire PC setup, bringing it to another house, and then breaking it down and then taking it back, just back and forth. I've never heard that story before. I've heard stories of, the birth setup, crap tops. I've heard it all at this point. So this is definitely new territory.
Oh yeah, like it was crazy because now that I'm thinking back on it, I have a similar setup now like I did then, in the sense of I have 2 monitors. I've only had 1 monitor specifically, although as a side note, Discord was going crazy for you because it was kind of halfway through. But I got the gist of what you were saying. But like yeah, like even like right now, I say a 2 monitor setup. It's 1 monitor that I use specifically for my OBS program and just all my other stuff, and the other monitor is specifically for gaming. But at that time when I was moving them back and forth, I had the monitor for gaming, I had the monitor for standard computer stuff, and if I remember correctly, I think I had a second monitor attached to my computer at that point. So it was a dual screen monitor setup plus my third monitor for gaming. So I had the 2 monitors, all of the cords, the keyboard, the mouse, everything packed up in this large suitcase, and I would just lug it over to my buddy's house and back during that time. And it's an insane way to just make content for essentially nobody at that point. But I was on the grind because I just thought it was fun. I was like, this is something I want to do. If this is what I got to do, so be it. I'm doing it. So it's random, but it just works.
Hey.
Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
Hey, if it works, it works. I mean, I spent the first 6 months of my journey basically just climbing, like, literally Mount Everest, and I wasn't climbing any closer to the top because I wasn't growing. But then once 2021 hit, it started snowballing. So there we go.
Right.
But anyway, if you are,
yeah, even now, I still feel like I'm definitely in the early stages because I see the progress. And it's slow moving, but it's giving me the motivation to keep going because I know I'm doing something right. So I'm like, all right, let's just keep going with this, see what happens.
I feel you there. But anyway, if any of you guys are from Dale's community and unsure who I am, let me formally introduce myself. My name is Spence, aka Dark Master Spence. I station myself as a variety Pokemon streamer because I stream pretty much all types of Pokemon related content. I stream shiny hunting, I do Nuzlocke, I do randomizers, I do Soul Links, I play fan games, I do community shiny hunting events. Also, and if I'm not dabbling in Pokemon, you'll see me dabbling in either Hades or Hades 2 because I love the. I'm not the biggest roguelike dungeon crawler player, but I fell in love with the Hades franchise, so there you go on that. But my content creation story kind of starts in the fan stage when I was watching people like Shady Penguin, M&J TV. A Drive, let's see, who else was I watching? Game Boy Luke, Patters. I watched pretty much all the big names in the Pokemon community with their content, and I'm like, man, I really wish I could do something like this. So it wasn't until 2019 I actually reached out to M&J TV to see if I could get some advice on how to get started becoming a creator or possibly a Twitch streamer, and I genuinely did not believe in any capacity he would respond. To my amazement, he responded. So yeah, I felt that's really cool because M&J TV is actually my favorite, not just PokeTuber, but YouTuber in general. So I just felt like, am I fanboying over here? Yeah. But yeah, I actually didn't take what he told me until about 2020 because let's be real, I was a broke ass bitch, and the government gave us some money during COVID. So I took that money, dumped it into my first startup PC, and whew, man, I'll tell you those days. One monitor, crappy camera. Like my first camera, I kid you not, it was one. It had like an autofocus feature, but if it autofocuses like literally. If you move a muscle, it'll autofocus, and you could hear it autofocusing in the like the playback. You can hear it focusing. It's like, oh god, what the heck is this? It was super crappy, really crappy camera, but. Anyway, like I said, for the first 6 months of my journey, I really wasn't growing because I really didn't really know how to integrate on social media and whatnot. So it wasn't until 2021 where I finally started, understanding the Twitch algorithm and like the Twitch mechanics. So it snowballed from there. I just started doing more Nuzlocks. Did my first randomizers. I did my first community shiny hunting events and joined a stream team, and ever since then, it's just snowballed, and here we are today. You want to be part of the show, Demon?
Get over it, babies. I've got so many of them in my house. It's actually insane.
Don't try and claw me.
It's like Demon's looking at you. He's like, human? I did not ask for you to come near my face. Get out of here.
Oh, trust me, he was all up in my face. Like he was all in my face yesterday. He was actually being a little cuddly boy.
Oh, I believe it. The next day, it's like, nah, fam, I ain't doing all this.
Nope, no, senor. Okay.
Weird, man.
All right, so give me the story. Where the heck did Monster D316 come from? Is let me just guess. Is 316 a Bible reference?
No, not directly, although that is kind of ironic because even though, like, I'm not going to say too much, but I'm of somebody who does believe in Christian faith, but I'm not going to sit here and, like, egg people on about whatever. But it's not directly from that, but that was referenced from that. So the 316 specifically is wrestling lore.
Wrestling?
Because
Austin 316.
Yeah. There you go.
I had two guesses, and I went the biblical route.
You should have went the other route. Yeah, I that's one of the many things that I grew up with was wrestling, and so I was very much familiar with him, and just a lot of wrestlers I'm a fan of. He was one of them as well, even though by the time he was in his prime, I was too young to remember watching it or whatever. But as the years went on, I grew appreciation for him. So naturally, I threw that into my name. I the D in the name is obviously for my name Dale, even though it's technically my middle name, but that's beside the point. And then the monster part. See, this is the one, like, I know where it came from, but I don't know at what time I came up with this part of my username, because I know, at the very least, this part goes all the way back to my freshman and sophomore year of high school for sure, maybe 8th grade. 8th grade, 7th grade, somewhere in that ballpark.
Ah, crap, my Discord froze.
Comes from the energy drink monster, but it's weirder than that, because I had this weird thing at that time where, I guess in a sense of just trying to make people think I was nice and think like I was trying to be friends with them or whatever. I had this weird thing where I was obsessed with drinking them whenever my freshman sophomore year self could get the money for them. And so I would consistently, whenever I got the money, I would consistently go to go to like a gas station or just some local store in my area like that had them, and I would always grab like 2 or 3. I would always grab one for myself, right? But then I was always buying like 2 or 3 so I could give them out to other people. And I know part of it was because of the fact that, again, I was wanting to, I was I was trying to I was trying to get people's attention in a way, because I know for a fact I wanted to come off as like a nice person and somebody sweet and caring just by just getting them stuff. So in my brain, I'm like, how do I do that? Ooh, how do I give them stuff? Well, I'm on this energy kick for some reason. Here, let me grab a couple of these, and just whoever I'm talking to, if I want to vibe with them, I'll be like, here, you want an energy drink? So there was multiple occasions within that 2 year span that I would do that, and I would get like 3 or 4 of them, and just pass them out to peers in my school, which in retrospect seems kind of weird. Not gonna lie, but there's just something about it. And so because I was on that kick when I created this username, these were those were 3 things that was representative of me. And so I just kind of mushed them together and just kind of made the username. I'm like, okay, if I want to use a username for online stuff, how am I gonna do it? Let me think. Well, I like the Monster Energy drink because I'm drinking a lot of that. Okay, let's do that. What else? What else? Oh, well, let's just put. Well, my name's Dale, so let's just put the letter D in there. All right. Okay, so Monster D. Is there anything else I want at the end? Oh, I'm a wrestling fan. I like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let's throw the 316 at the end. Boom, username. And then I just kind of carried it from like that point on, all the way through the rest of my life. Like anytime, anytime I like make like a profile for like an account for like Xbox or like Poké MMO or just whatever, I've just carried it with me because I'm like, this is the one thing I'm using. I'll just use it for everything because it's easier for me to manage. And so I've just kind of carried it with me since that time. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, it was just a combination of just random things that I like that was representation of me, and it's still with me now. So it's just like odds are it's one of those things I'm probably not gonna change too much. Like it might change for like a couple of things here and there, but otherwise, I think I'm gonna use a variation of that username basically until I'm no longer on this earth. Because like even like when I was playing 360, I don't want to say during middle school, but at least still during those early high school years, there was period where there was times where it was spelled in differently, where it had like the 2 X's in the front and on the end of the name, and
Sorry, I apologize, guys. My Discord's freezing up. I don't, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's
so like my
Discord or.
different Pokemon game cartridges, I changed it. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just been kind of on and off with cutting in and out. Like I noticed it on my end. I just didn't know if it happened on your end at all.
It's happening on my end. So.
Okay. Okay. So I'm glad it's not just me, but.
But yeah, quite the tale you had there for a username. Quite the tale. You probably might be the first person that's gone so in depth on explaining why they're called why their name is what it is.
See, I think that's just a byproduct of my personality, because I'm one of those people where if you ask me to do X or Y reason, I feel like I need to give the context leading up to it, because I feel like it makes more sense at that point. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just a babbling idiot. So I do that with so much.
Ah, crap. Now both OBS and Discord are frozen solid.
Good talk, Discord. Appreciate
it. Okay, there we go. Computer.
Discord, you love this.
No, computer gods, please have mercy on me. Just let me get through this one podcast, please. Amen.
I'm with you on that one, Spence. Amen. Just one. You just need one.
Yeah. But anyway, my username is pretty straightforward. It's kind of like yours, where like you want to represent yourself by 3 simple things. So obviously, Spence is my name. It's been my legal name since the moment I came into this earth. So I just prefer people call me Spence, even though my name's Spencer. I just prefer people call me Spence anyway. Dark Master is pretty much the gist of this. The goal of every Pokemon trainer is to be a master like no one ever was. So that's why I went with master instead of trainer, because I feel trainer is severely overused. So I felt like if I went with trainer, it'd just be more too generic. That's why I went with master, because I am the master of the dark types. But dark is also my favorite type, so that's why, I mean, we'll talk more about that later, but dark is my favorite type. We have a hydrate.
Hydrate.
But yeah, dark is my favorite type, so that's why I went with Dark Master Spence. I mean, you obviously know that my older, I've actually gone through 3 separate names over the last 5.5 years. So it's kind of like kind of like how you went with D in your name when I went with S in my first username. So, got the name mispronunciations. Whew. That's a story. That's a story for another day. But let's actually get into the nitty gritty detail on what makes you the PokeNerd that you are. So, starting things off with your favorite Pokemon of all time.
Oh, that's easy. I got the plushie of him right here. My favorite Pokemon of all time is also my channel mascot, Zapdos. Zapdos, the silly little guy.
So you're probably the first person I've ever met that said that they actually like Zapdos. Most people like to give Zapdos a lot of shit, but why do you like it so much?
Well, first things first, I'm gonna have to agree with you. There's some things about him that's like, it's not ideal, but it's part of the reason is because for me, Zapdos is my favorite Pokemon of all time. Is simply just back to a core memory that's in my brain, and it was back when I started playing Pokemon. So, like, I remember playing the most in Gen 3, but I have a couple key memories from playing the Gen 1 and Gen 2 games when I was around, had to have been 6 or 7, maybe even 5. But I vividly remember I was playing through Pokemon Yellow, and I ended up going through the power plant, and I ended up coming across Zapdos, right? So, of course, I start the battle with him, and then his sprite came across the screen. And I don't know what it is about the yellow sprite for Zapdos specifically. As a kid, I thought he just looked like a badass. Like, there was just something about the pose that he just seemed so imitating, and I respected him for it. And so ever since I saw that sprite, I instantly fell in love with him. Like, I love Zapdos just because of that one sprite, and he's just been my favorite ever since. Like, I remember playing Fire Red Leaf Green somewhere in that time frame of childhood, and I remember just being excited, just finding regular Zapdos in the power plant a few years later when those games came out, and I had the same feeling then, and I don't know if I knew it at the time, but I knew for a fact that I absolutely loved him, and he's just been with me ever since. I mean, I've got 3 plushes of the guy, and I have a Zapdos hat over here to my right.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that in one of the screenshots of the clips you sent me.
Yeah, yeah. I got that thing off Etsy for like $40, and I love this stupid thing.
Awesome.
Oh my god, it's so good.
So to answer the question myself, and also to answer the question Dying was answering the question. This Pokemon's not only my favorite dark type, it is my favorite Pokemon of all time. And kind of like you, once I saw its sprite and image, I fell in love with it instantly. But it took a little bit for it to become my favorite Pokemon of all time. But to the point, it's literally engraved on my skin. My good old boy Obstagoon.
Whoever drew that is absolutely incredible in their work, because I'm not a tattoo person by any means. I don't have any. I've never thought about getting, well, I've had random thoughts about getting one, but I've never fully felt like I needed one. But when I saw that, I was like, whoever drew that did a fantastic.
His name is Andrew. His name is Andrew Luce.
Nice.
Ah.
Shout out to you, Andrew. You're good at what you do.
Yep. Kudos to you, man. But the reason why Obstagoon is my favorite of all time is because aesthetics alone, this thing just looks an absolute badass. I'm a huge rock and roll fan. I like Kiss. and the fact that it's a dark type just makes it even more awesome. But I finally got to use it.
On the rock and roll thing, I'd have a Linkin Park shirt on. So
yeah. When I finally got to use it in Sword and Shield, it was on my first sword team, and this thing is an absolute abomination. I mean, you can use a reckless set if you want, but you must try a gut set Obstagoon. It'll wreck house. It'll just wreck house big time. Pop a flame orb on that thing, and then watch it facade everything to death. It's killer.
yeah.
But the reason why it became my favorite of all time is because when I started Twitch streaming, I knew at the time, I was like, okay, so 9 out of 10 creators have a Pokemon mascot. What's gonna be my mascot? I didn't want to use, at the time, Darkrai was my favorite Pokemon of all time, and I didn't want to feel like I was repeating somebody because Patters was using it as like a co-mascot at the time, so I was like, okay, what's a Pokemon I can use? It's in my top 10, no one's using it as a mascot. Wait a minute, Generation 8. Gen 8's most recent gen. I don't see anybody using Obstagoon as a mascot. Let's go for it. So it became my mascot, and now when anybody like comes around and I know that like has an experience with like a Zigzagoon, Linoon, or Obstagoon, they think of me. So that's all. That is what I wanted. What I wanted was that if somebody saw this Pokemon, they would think of me. So now everybody thinks of me as the Obstagoon guy. So and I wanted that, and that's the reputation I wanted. So yippee-ki-yay.
Right. Yeah, I feel like, even though I've never thought about it, I feel like I'm probably in that spot now because I have the Zapdos hat, I have the plushes, I have the Zapdos jacket from the Pokemon Center, so I think I fit the same bill.
You're not wrong. Okay, what about your favorite shiny Pokemon?
See, for the longest time, I had jumped from just some of the ones that everybody likes, right? Shiny Rayquaza, Shiny Giratina, uh, uh, Shiny Umbreon. Like, I've I've jumped around between my favorites, I think, over the years. But I think, yeah, once I saw it, I was like, all right, I realize I like it. No matter what. Favorite shiny? Galarian Zapdos. I mean, he's just regular Zapdos, but on the Galarian form, and considering we don't have a legitimate way to hunt him yet, it makes me sad. It also makes me now realize I should have kicked myself in the butt and been like, hey, because I was playing during this time. Hey, you see those online battles you're doing right there? Yeah, go ahead and do those and get your shiny Galarian birds. I sat there at the time, I was like, nah, I don't battle. I don't care enough. Somebody should have booted me in the butt and said, no, go ahead and do it. Get your shiny, because now the only way I can get it is on Pogo, and that's just an oddity in of itself. But yeah, like, it has to be Galarian Zapdos just because it's just the same colors, and at least in retrospect, at least one of his shinies are good, because as much as I love regular Zapdos, his regular shiny's ass. I'm sorry.
It is.
So if I gotta put faith in something, it might as well be the Galarian one. It's so bad. Like, just because I know what it is doesn't mean it's good. It's bad. Oh man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you know my history with Darkrai. It's like it's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. But because of the absolute sheer acidity that the hunt did for me, you think I would hate it shiny? I don't hate it shiny. But yeah, I mean, actually, in my top 10, I don't think there's actually one bad shiny in the group. Probably, no, nah. Maybe Swampert. Maybe Swampert could use a better shiny. I'm not a big fan of purple, but I don't know. Discord freezing on me again. Dang. Discord, help a man. Unfreeze my friend.
Hard for me to decipher. It's hard for me to decipher like who my favorite top 10 shinies are. So I went onto that website where you could pick like each one of your favorite type or whatever, and I would just reference that. I think I have to update it now because of ZA and maybe Scarlet Violet. I don't know. Either way, I might have to go back through that website and update my favorite shinies of each type at some point.
Ah,
But I
man.
think it's hard for me to decipher what my favorite top 10 would be, other than the fact that I know Galarian Zapdos is number one, hands down.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, if my favorite shiny wasn't as epic as it is, I'd say Rayquaza because I'm a huge fan. I'm a Gen 3 baby, and I love it's my favorite legendary, so it'd be my favorite shiny. But my favorite shiny is the Gothflog. Greninja.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the black on him is sick. I was like the frog. I was like, which one is he talking about? No, that's right. Water Dark makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like shinies that have real world value or they make sense in the real world. Ninjas are usually decked out in all black, and that's what Greninja is. And plus, the red sheath tongue is as a bonus point because the sheath is usually referred to with red coloration, so it works. But I will say though, even though there's black in Mega Greninja's on regular Mega Greninja, I would have liked if the black on Mega Greninja went to white and its legs remain black, because it's like Mega Greninja's covered in like a black suit with with its regular skin being still blue. Yeah. I would have liked that suit to possibly be turned to white and then its skin still stay black. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love an all black shiny, but it's just me, nitty gritty details.
Yeah, we can nitpick all we want. It's fine.
Yep, just nip it in the butt.
Yeah, right.
All right, so what about your favorite Pokemon type? What would that be?
I think I think I'm obligated to say electric just because my favorite mon is an electric type, but dragon is a close second because I just love the dragon designs that Pokemon's came up with over the years. Like whether it be the legendaries or the regular mons, I just like a lot of the dragon types. I know for a fact my favorite new Mega out of ZA is Mega Drampa. Like I instantly saw his design and I was like, bro, this thing is sick. Like I think I remember seeing like like a variation of the Chinese dragon that he's based off of or whatever the case may be, and I was like, this thing is amazing. So like I feel like I'm obligated to say electric is the favorite, but if not, dragon is a very close second. Like that. Those are the two types that I could easily just like bounce around on a day by day basis of which one I like more over the other. But yeah, it's always interesting.
Yeah, dragons are definitely in my top 5 favorite types. It's not my top of all time because obviously by my namesake, dark is my favorite type. But the reason why it's my favorite type is because I won't sugarcoat anything. I've had a pretty traumatic past, and it's kind of built me into the character that I am now. Well, I wouldn't say character, built me into the person that I am now. So, because of my bad experiences in life and the fact that dark types always get a bad rep, they kind of like I feel kind of a kinship towards them. Like I feel at home with them. And on top of that, they always have some really cool, slick designs. The dark types, they're so cool. But my top 5 favorite Pokemon of all time are all dark types. Obstagoon, Greninja, Darkrai, Hydreigon, Umbreon, all of them are dark. So not all my top 10 are darks, just the top 5. Just the top 5. But yeah,
like watching past episodes, listening to past episodes of your cast, I would have to agree with the point that at least one of them you brought up, and I have to agree with it. Gen 5, why did you guys make Hydreigon level 64? That was so stupid. Oh my god, why did you guys do that? That region is horrible with level ups.
The single highest level requirement of any Pokemon period is Hydreigon. It's a known fact. The high like I kid you not, like I have given so much beef and so much crap to Mega Hydreigon over the years, it's ridiculous. Because to Hydreigon over the years, it's ridiculous. Like I love Hydreigon. I used to hate it for years, but then I fell in love with it. And I still hate the fact that its level up is ridiculous. You can have by the time you get a Zweilous, you can have a freaking you can have a Metagross, a Garchomp, a any low level megas.
A Dragonite, a Tyranitar.
No, the Zweilous is 52, so you'd have Metagross.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's 52.
Metagross, Garchomp, Komodo.
Yeah, oh yeah, Komodo is in the late 40s, isn't
Yeah,
it?
the only other pseudo that comes close to it in terms of level up is Dragapult at level 60.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is a level 60. That's right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's also my favorite ghost type, but come on.
Oh yeah. Dragapult looks so sick. Oh my god. Again, back to my thing with dragons. Like a lot of the dragon designs I just love in nature. Like they're so good.
Yeah, I feel you there. I feel you there. All right. So, what about your favorite Pokemon game? And I'm talking about strictly. Jeez, my Discord froze again. I'm talking specifically mainline. If you have but if you also have a favorite spin-off game, list that one too. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I got. Well, I didn't fully hear you because Discord was being Discord.
Okay, so, all right.
But
So what's your...
I know which section we're going on. That's what listening to the other podcast has been helping me towards, is helping me just go through the motions of what I'm being asked next.
Okay, so yeah, favorite Pokemon game, and if you have a favorite spin-off game, list that one too.
All right. So for me, everything favorite is because I just have the most nostalgia with it. I did play Pokemon Snap as a kid and I had fun with it, but honestly, I had more fun with Pokemon Stadium and even Stadium 2 a little bit. Like, they may be battle simulators, but I just love playing through those games. I was always so annoyed as a kid when I was trying to beat the cups. I don't think I've ever completed all of the battle cups in Stadium 1 at the very least, because those rental teams are horrible. But I remember spending a lot of time just playing that game because it was so much fun as far as spinners are concerned. I have played through Coliseum recently because I never had a GameCube as a kid, so I never got to mess with it. It played through all that sitting over here to the right of me, so I'll play through that at some point. But yeah, Stadium is definitely my favorite of the bunch. And then as far as the spin-offs are concerned, and the mainline, far and away, it's Emerald. I mean, I remember vividly that, like, I'm also a Gen 3 baby, even though I played a little bit of Gen 1 and Gen 2. I've spent the most time in Gen 3, and Emerald is my favorite game. I vividly remember getting an SP for Christmas in 2005 with my copy of Emerald from my mother, and I've spent so much time going through the Hoenn region in those games as a kid and as an adult. It's insane. I found my first shiny in Emerald as a kid, and I've just replayed through those games so many times. So much so that within the last few years, I splurged one birthday and not only picked up my copy of Emerald that I have now, but I picked it up complete in box.
Oh, what?
I picked it up.
That is a splurge beyond splurge.
Yeah, see, the benefit of just how I've lived my life up to this point is, just for TLDR, I'm not one who, like, currently, drives at the moment, and with my living situation, I have money in my account to sit on, and so around the time of my birthday, I think it was, like, a couple years back, I was like, you know what, F it, I'm gonna go ham, so I went on eBay and picked this complete in-box copy of Emerald up. It's not sealed. God no, that's way too expensive. But I picked this up.
Sorry guys, my Discord's
This stuff, and I would love to have all these games like complete in boxes at some point. Oh, Discord.
Is it?
Are we good?
I'm wondering if it's just on my end or if it's also on your end too, or partially on your end too.
I don't know. I just know that there's times it's cutting out on your end. I hear it cutting out on my end as well. So it ain't just you.
I
I
don't know.
just don't know
It
if
may.
like if it's the internet connections or if it's Discord itself being stupid. I
I,
have no idea.
I don't know. It may be. It may be my computer. Like I said, I need to. I need
I
to
mean,
probably get some.
maybe
Get.
it's
I don't know.
it's inconsistent. That's for
I
sure.
don't know. I need to probably get some
But
more. Get some RAM or something. Get some more RAM. Help out.
probably
But anyway.
something like that.
We got a question
But
from
yeah,
the.
like oh, question for chat. Okay,
We got
go
a
ahead.
question from the Chad. What is our favorite
Okay.
generation? For me, it's a tie between gens. For me, it's a tie between gens 3 and 8.
For me, it's no doubt it's Gen 3. Like I said, like I've spent so many times in the Gen 3 games. It's actually wild. I have the complete set of just the loose cartridges of the Gen 3 games in English and Japanese. And I saw like one Twitter post that I would love to have.
Discord's
Because
freezing again.
I would spend so much time shiny hunting in the Gen 3 games. Like it would be absolutely insane. But it just yeah, like I love those games. And Emerald is by far my favorite.
Yeah,
I've had so much time with that game. It's insane.
yeah. Well, my favorite Pokemon game, Black 2 and White 2. Hey guys, if you're here, still here, welcome back. OBS decided to take a big old shit on me, and also Discord decided to take a big old shit on me. So let's see if we can get through the rest of this pod. Let's see if we can get through the rest of this podcast. What do you say, people? All right. So last thing we were talking about was my favorite Pokemon game, which is Black 2 and White 2. So, like I was saying earlier, I do believe that the Black 2, not just the Black 2 and White 2 games, but also the Black and White games, Gen 5 had the best written storyline of any main series Pokemon game. So,
It's so good.
yeah, plus I really love Hugh as a rival. Like, he's not in the game to, kick your ass for fame and glory. He's in it to try to test you to see if you're strong enough to support his cause, which is revenge. And I love a good revenge plot. So that's why I like Hugh as a rival over most of the other ones. Yeah, but yeah, I do love a lot of Gen 5 Pokemon. I mean, I love yeah. I love Hydreigon. I love Bisharp. I love. There's a lot of. Jeez, I'm blanking on Gen 5 Pokemon. What the crap? I love Excadrill. I love Crocodile. I love Seismitoad. There's a lot of good Gen 5 Pokemon out there that I love and enjoy. So I'm really happy about that. Ugh.
They have some bangers in that gen, that's for sure.
Yeah, they definitely have some cookers. But if we're talking strictly the post story or the side game or the spin-off games, XD Gale of Darkness, absolutely love that game. It was my first experience on a GameCube game. Actually, my first time I played a GameCube game was on an emulator. So it was a really cool game. My team was pretty good, and Pokemon animations were just out there. They were just out there. They did a lot of Pokemon dirty with these games. It was like specifically Electrode. Like Electrode's eyes aren't actually eyeballs; they just do two tiny black dots. It actually makes it look like it has popping eyeballs out of its head when it faints. So it's super funny.
Yeah, I remember that animation from Pokemon Stadium. It's so funny.
Yeah. Also, I forgot that Mirror B was a person, so I just lost it when I saw him for the first time in a while. So it was funny as hell. All right. So let's actually move from love to hate. So let's run back the questions I just asked you, but in your least favorite category. So what is your least favorite Pokemon of all time? What's your least favorite Pokemon of all time?
There, there you go, Discord. You caught up.
There.
Okay, so for the longest time, I wasn't really sure about this one, but somewhere along the way, I think within the last few years or whatever, I've finally started like making a list of Pokemon that I dislike, and the only reason I dislike them is because they've done something to me within the games, whether it be mainline or spin-off, that I just absolutely hate, and I will never forgive them for, because I'm stubborn and I'm petty, and if somebody wrongs me, I tend to
Let's see if Discord catches up.
remember it. So it's from Gen 5. Oh Lord, Discord, you're ridiculous. But yeah, my least favorite Pokemon of all time is poetically from Gen 5, and it's Druddigon.
Druddigon? What the? Okay.
Druddigon.
Okay, this may be one of the few times where someone's favorite Pokemon, i.e. Druddigon, is now the least favorite Pokemon of a fellow guest. So what did Druddigon do to you?
Oh, it's simple. Like I said, everything I hate at this point is because they've done something to me, whether mainline or spinoff, that just was causing me so much stress and just annoyed me so much that by the time I finally conquered whatever it was, I still hold pettiness towards them, and I'm not going to forgive them for it. And in the case of Druddigon, it was just simply due to the fact that it took me. It might be a few more than the number I'm about to say, but it was at least minimum 119 raids just to attain his shiny in Pokemon Go. That's all it was. But it was such a grind. I hated it, and I will never forgive him for that. It's so stupid.
Oh wow!
I hate that. I hate that green dragon. Like, his design's fine, but like the fact that it took so many raids, I hate him for that. Fuck you, Druddigon. I hate him. I really do. It's so bad.
Oh god. I'd have to run it back and find out. But you may be the first guest on the show who has a least favorite Pokemon that is the favorite Pokemon of a past guest.
See, that would be wild.
You may be the first. But there's not a single person I have met thus far that said they like my least favorite Pokemon. I hate it for the sheer fact of its existence in general, but more so over the fact that it's a bloody disgrace. It's a dark type. It's a Alolan Persian. You knew that. So, Alolan Persian.
Yeah, I did know that.
So yeah, Alolan Persian. The sheer fact that this cat exists is just absolutely disgusting because it looks horrendous. It is a disgrace to all dark types, and I got beef with it because the first dark type like gym leader we got before it appears in Marnie was Nanu, the Kahuna of Ulu Island, and his ace had to be that stupid cat. I get it was based off of his character because there's a freaking Alolan Meowth in his police office, but he could have just used an Alolan Muck. There was a power plant up in the corner of the first town on Ulu Island, and you had to deal with some poison type trainers. Why couldn't he just? Why? I also hate the fact that it actually gets a decent ability in the ability Fur Coat. So another useless Trashmon getting a pretty decent ability. So just, it's stupid, mind-boggling, and it's one of those Pokemon that I just want to punt to the sun. Punt it to the sun and then get it out of existence. Goodbye.
That is so fair. I also, when I was listening to your cast, I wanted to make some points on that. For one, I didn't know I got Fur Coat. For two, Alolan Muck is a lot cooler, so I see where you're coming from there. But three, see, you have that resentment towards the cat. I don't mind the cat as much, only because his Alolan Persian's move Quash has helped me win some Dynamax adventures, so I don't have beef with him. It's actually helped me a couple of times.
the fact that you said
his
that
design is weird.
The fact that you said that just makes my blood boil just a little bit. Just a little mad, not completely mad, but just a little boiling. Just yeah. I have every time there was a chance for an Alolan Persian and a D-raid, I was like, nope, go the other way. Go the other way. I don't care if we need it. Go the other way. Nope. And then they do it just to piss me off. And then it was just, God, it was completely stupid. But yeah, I got a high respect and love for the dark types, that the fact that I hate a dark type so much, it's like a double negative, but at the same time, that cat shouldn't exist. Period.
I will admit, he does have a weird design. I'll give him that. He's a little bit weird.
Little weird. Ugh.
Somebody has to under-exaggerate it. Might as well be me.
Like, I hate I don't like Pokemon that are based off of inanimate objects like Trubbish and Garbodor, who are literal giant piles of trash. I think the cat is worse. Ugh. But anyway, based on what you told me about Druddigon, is it also your least favorite shiny, or is there another shiny that grinds your gears?
See, I like the enthusiasm, but no, that would not be the case. So like, I thought about this question a little bit as well, and originally I was gonna go with the standard, the standard, just the standard subtle shinies that a lot of people don't like, you know, Garchomp, Igglybuff, so on and so forth. But the more thought I put into it, I found myself thinking, you know what? I don't know, like, all time what my least favorite shiny is right now. So I'm gonna give the answer based off of what I think is so difficult just for me to see at this moment in time for stuff that I'm
Discord froze again.
Currently hunting, and I'm at phase for it already. At this moment in time, my least favorite shiny is shiny Pansage.
Pansage.
It's just a little bit. it's just a little bit brighter green, and for the life of me, I can't tell the difference between the shiny or the regular. And I'm on and off hunting for him right now in ZA, and I've faced so many times for him. I hate that stupid grass monkey. Like, I hate him. No. So bad.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, buddy, I found was it 3 or 4 Shalfa Ampharos before I found a Shalfa Froakie, and I kid you not, I have found, like, I'm at over 2,000 encounters for a Shalfa Froakie, and I kid you not, out of all of them, you want to know the alpha count out of all of them? The alpha count on those ones was freaking 139 out of 2,050. That's how many that spawned in as alphas. So if you and I got over 30 shinies that are duplicates and everything else in between. So if you think you got some beef with shinies, look at me.
Yeah, that's wild. That's so many alphas. Oh my god. They're not even that common. That just, oh geez. Okay, well.
But yeah, I can see the hate for that monkey. But my least favorite, obviously, Charcadet, Armarouge, and Ceruledge, because all they do is change the flippin' eye color.
Yeah, that was another one that was in my brain of, like, those subtle ones. Yeah, they literally could have just flipped the colors of the armor and it would have been better. Darken them if you wanted to, and then flip them. I don't care. Do anything but the eyes. That was so stupid. Oh, good god.
Honestly, if their shinies weren't such ass, I would have just said Regice, because in my opinion, it's the worst. It's like the worst offender of the least noticeable shiny Pokemon, because I remember doing Regice resets in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and I had to wait until the battle animation started to tell if it was shiny, because I couldn't just sit there and identify if it was a shiny or not. So yeah. I just had to freaking...
See, I was listening...
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, absolutely. A little bit later on, I need to piggyback to that topic, because I was listening to those same... I've been wanting to say, but I won't say it until we get closer to the end, because at that point I can fit it in that segment. But stuff like that, I wanted to piggyback off of, because I have an opinion on that.
Okay, fair enough. All right, what about your least favorite type?
See, now this one's interesting, because I've never really put a lot of thought into it. I've never like really sat down and thought, what is the type of Pokemon that I would hate the least? I think I I think it'd be easier to tell you like what Pokemon I hate of each respective type, but I guess in the context of this, I think I think I think it would have to be just like a three-way tie between normal, poison, and bug, just because a lot of the mons, like I don't remember a lot about them. I don't find myself using those types very often on like playthrough teams. And like I don't have like one that I hate more than the other. They're just kind of all together in this one ball. Like I don't hate one more than the other. I kind of hate them all the same, just because I just don't use them that much. I don't remember a lot of the mons in those respective types, and I think most of them I honestly just don't care for.
Well,
So I think it's just a toss up between those three.
well, to be
It's not like I don't hate one over the other. I just don't remember it.
well, to be frank, the poison type really didn't see much usability until Generation 6 because in Gens 1 through 5, the only type poison was super effective against was grass. So now that fairy types were introduced, poison gained a little more viability because steel was a very viable type because of its resistances and its offensive capabilities, but poison had nothing. So I can see why people would hate the poison type because it just tends to be one of those lesser used types. But even if it's new meta, it's still one of the lesser used.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had other people say that they don't like normal because of because of most of the fact because it's the only type that does not have any super effective damage. So I can see why most normal types can get the short end of the stick. Even though my boy's a normal type.
That is true. He is a normal type. I always forget about that. I always think he's pure dark, but he is dark normal. That is right.
It'd be a lot easier if Obstagoon was not a normal type, but then it wouldn't have the guts set. So it would be
True.
it'd be one of those things. Well, my least favorite type, the little fairies. I hate them. I hate fairies. I hate fairies so there are fairy type Pokemon that I do like, but for the most time I just hate fairy types. They nerfed dark types when dark types didn't need a nerf. They got so much love in the generation they introduced them, and when compared to previous generations, and it just like Hydreigon is now a fairy's bitch.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, he gets eviscerated by him.
Hydreigon, Scraggy, Pangoro, Urshifu, Single Strike. They're all at the mercy of a fairy type. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
They are strong.
Yeah, they're strong. But I can knock them down.
True. That's what movesets are for. You got it.
Yep. All right, so what is your least favorite Pokemon game of all time? And this includes main series and spin-offs. So group together all the Pokemon games you've ever played. Which one is your least favorite?
Okay, well, this is going to be easy for me because most of the spin-off games I've never played. And that's just a byproduct of the fact that I'm too stubborn for my own good and I don't like branching out. So like, and what I mean by that is, like I said earlier, I have Coliseum to my right. I've played through it. I'm going to play through XD. It's also to my right. I played through the Stadium games. I've played Snap. I've only played through part of the second one, actually. But I've only played half of Pokemon Ranger. And the only reason I did that was so I could get the Manaphy egg. But, like, the Mystery Dungeon games, the Rumble series, none of those I've played. So like the side series, I'm not even worried about those. So for me, it's based down to mainline. And unsurprisingly, because a lot of people share the sentiment, it's Sun and Moon. Now, the Gen 7 games have a good story. I will admit, those stories are so good. Actually, hold on. No, wait. No. Nope, never mind. I'm lying. See, I was thinking about this a couple days ago. I was originally going to say Sun and Moon because I'm like, I'm like, they have an amazing story. Those cutscenes are horrible, but even then, I have replayed through the Ultra games multiple times for X or Y reason, and that the cutscene thing is just a thing that you have to deal with those games. Unfortunately, the region's great. I like a lot of the mons. So no, I lied. It's not Sun and Moon. I forget. This is how I know it's my least favorite because I forgot it existed. BDSP. I've only played through it once.
That's the second guess. That's the second guess in a row that said BDSP.
Yeah, like I was gonna say Sun and Moon at first because I was like, I've played through the Ultra games enough times. I can tolerate the cutscene stuff to a little bit, even with those games. I think I could see where the original Sun and Moon story could be better than the Ultra games. Like I can see that. And I think I've only played through those games specifically, I think once as well. But the thing that gives Gen 7 the leg up for me is the fact that I'm willing to play through at least one set of those games more than once. BDSP, I've played through once. I've caught the mythicals that I've wanted in them. I've done, I think, almost every shiny hunt I've wanted to do in those games. I don't want to go back to them ever again. I don't want to play through those games ever again. I think I do remember I have restarted that game just a couple of times just to get like an extra Jirachi and Mew for some reason. But I think past that point, I deleted those save files and I never played past them. So I just haven't played BSP since. Like those games, oh god, I feel like we should have lowered our expectations when they said faithful remake of BDSP, but of Diamond and Pearl. But those games are so bad. Oh my god, I hate them. I love the region. I love Sinnoh, but those games are horrible. Oh my god, they're so bad. Oh jeez.
Yeah, I can understand all the hate that BDSP gets. Trust me, I'm in that ballpark too. If my least favorite game right now didn't just leave such a sour taste in my mouth, BDSP would probably still would take the cake as my least favorite game of all time too, because I can understand why people hate it, especially for people that want to use Pokemon that are basically locked to the post game because their items are locked to the post game. Even though you can obtain them in the underground. It's stupid. Why would you put Pokemon in the underground that you can evolve into a newer Pokemon, but lock their evolution item to the post game? It's stupid.
Watching Michael, MNJTV's real-time reaction to the Gligar situation.
Exactly.
And it's a valid point. Like, why would you do that?
It's exactly what I'm referencing.
It's like, why would you do that? And then why would, to a point that you have made multiple times in previous episodes, using new region mons, but locking them to post-game? Your prime example. Houndour and Kanto. Like, why? They were part of the generation. Like, it just makes sense. They're new Pokemon. Should you want us to use them? Like, what are you guys doing?
Exactly.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
Exactly.
Oh lord, it's so bad.
But even though we just got a brand new Gen 6 base game, X and Y is my least favorite. For a variety of reasons. First off, okay, so let me just give a very clear line definition. In ZA, Megas are pretty much a mandatory mechanic to help you get through the game. In X and Y, it's just a broken mechanic to help you speed through the game. Because no one else fucking uses it. You bring in a brand new mechanic, yet no one uses it. It's ridiculous. When the Sun and Moon games were out, everyone that was anyone got like a special Z move or a Z move, and then everyone a Dynamax or aside from Piers, all the gyms Dynamax or Gigantamaxed. It was just you. If you're going to introduce a new mechanic, actually make it so it's integrated into the storyline of the game. Instead of you just clearing through the entire game with a Mega Lucario or a Gyarados or your starter or Blaziken back in the day or Mega Charizard X or Y. Just like, make it relevant. Make it an actual relevant mechanic.
That's why I love ZA, because even in post-game, when you're running through the ZA Royale. You see random NPCs just randomly Mega Evolve. You don't see that in XY. You always see Karina, Lysander, and Diantha. What were you guys thinking?
Exactly. And speaking of
my god.
and speaking of Diantha, I hate her as a champion. I hate her. She's not even in the damn game, bro.
True. I forget she exists most of the time. Most of the time.
Yeah, just those,
so
just
bad.
like seriously, just those tier 2 sheer facts alone is what gives X and Y such a sour taste in my mouth. But maybe, if the let's actually let me state this for the record. If the Mega Dimensions DLC brings back my boy Obstagoon, I will cemently say that BDSP will overtake X and Y because ZA redeemed X and Y. I'll say that. I'll say that for the record.
I'm just waiting for I'm just waiting for somewhere in the DLC to show me that I can once again see I think my favorite form from those periods of games, specifically Primal Groudon. I loved his design. When I saw that cutscene for the first time, it gave me goosebumps. So if I see him again running around the hyperspace holes in the DLC, I'm gonna be like, oh my god.
Well, I don't think it'll be a hyperspace battle, but I think it may be a rogue primal battle because those donuts, are specifically tailored to Groudon and Kyogre. So I feel like they may be like a rogue primal reversion mon.
Yeah, I have another thought about those that I can get to a little bit later.
Okay. All right, but before we get down to more gritty.
Because I've been thinking about those.
Okay, both. All right, so what is your core memory, your very first experience with Pokemon ever?
I think this is where my brain is a little bit foggy memory-wise because I remember these two things happening. I just don't know in which sequence that they happened. So, like I was talking about, the first time I encountered Zapdos, that was one of those core memories. The other one that I remember is I was running through Crystal, and I know it was Crystal specifically because of the battle music that was playing, but I was running through the grass, and I heard the Legendary Beast theme playing, and my brain went, wait, what is this? And then Entei scrolled across the screen, and I remember just being so excited because I think at that point I recognized he was a legendary Pokemon, and I just randomly found him in the grass, and I was so excited. But I don't know if when I first encountered Zapdos and Yellow, if that predated Crystal coming out, or if Crystal was already out by then, and I just happened to play it first. I'm not really sure, but I know it was one of those two memories. I don't remember the specifics of what it was. I just know it was somewhere within that time frame. So I guess for formality's sake, we could say it was the Zapdos encounter first, just because that was the Gen 1 game, and Entei is the Gen 2 games. But I feel like it could be flip-flop, but I have no way to confirm that.
I gotcha. I mean, heck, when I bring in my first memory, I just bring it back to the good old days of VHS tapes and Pokemon. So the classic classic VHS tapes featured Pokemon episodes in packs of 3. So freaking my very first experience was watching the 3 VHS tape edition with the Isle of the Giant Pokemon, Shipwrecked, Tentacool, and Tentacruel. Just those 3 episodes just kind of like pretty much birthed my addiction to Pokemon. Because then later, I can remember, being introduced to the card game, which I still don't know how to play. Then later on, I got introduced to the games during the Ruby and Sapphire era, because that's why, like I said, that's my home region. That's the first game I played. So, and ever since then, that's just pretty much what happened from there. But yeah, just those 3 episodes, they still hold a special place in my heart. Especially like the Island of the Giant Pokemon. Some of the scenes in that episode were just so fucking funny.
Oh, see, I think back to that, and like at least anime wise, the only one now that I'm thinking about it, and I don't know why I remember this, but the only one I think VHS was. Yeah, VHS tape. The only one that I remember having for sure that I watched a million times over was the episode where they went onto the island and there was the other fella with the Pikachu who was
Yeah, I
trying
remember
to
that.
conquer the big wave that came every however many years, Humunga Dunga.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Humunga Dunga. I
yeah.
remember
I
that.
remember that episode specifically, watching it a million times over.
Yeah, I watched.
Yeah, I remember watching that one a lot.
Yeah, I watched.
Aside from just all the random ones that would just come on.
Yeah, I was watching that one too when I was a kid. So I have distinct memories of that episode. All right. So next up, the emote elaboration. So post some of your emotes in the chat. Some of your Pokemon themed emotes in the chat, and explain why they're a thing. Because everyone's got unique emotes, so I want to see what you got.
Right. Okay. Hold on. Like, I knew this was a thing, but I forgot all about it. Okay. Hold on. Let me get myself situated here. How's that? Because I don't need that going. Okay. There we go. All right. So, I have a bunch of static emotes and a couple animated ones. So I'll go. That's everything I got. Okay. Boop.
Yeah, OBS is
Okay.
frozen
So
again.
what we're
If Discord can stop being a royal pain in the butt, we can figure out what these emotes are supposed to be.
On their respective. Out of the way, and then one's.
You're breaking in and out, buddy. I can't hear you.
Or just for formality's sake. But yeah, the ZA starter ones, the regular and the shiny forms, I found those on Twitter from some. So I eventually get more of my own custom made ones done, and so that's what I've got. The emote, because I think it was from the same person or somebody somewhere. The waving Quaxley was from somebody off Etsy. I don't remember the user. I think I'm sure I probably have the email still somewhere in my stuff. The the Jirachi one obviously is from when the bean was from somebody who hasn't been in my community in a while, but was a mod at the time. And this was just a random day where they were just, I don't know if they were just bored or what was going on, but I think they were saying something about me and a bean. I don't remember the context, but they got bored and they decided just to make an edit of putting my face on a bean. I don't know why. I don't remember why it was so funny though, but it seemed so weird to me. But they went ahead and did it. It was just like it was a photo edit that was just in my Discord for the longest time, and then I was like, you know what? Fine, I'll put it as an emote. So because it's my face and it's a bean, that is bail. That is bail. And it's just a stupid photo edit that just got put into existence after a while because everybody was having fun with it. I was like, you know what? Fine. You guys can have it. Sure. Why not? And then another one of those edits is why you see me doing the Mochi Mochi dance. Another one of my mods made the animated emo to me doing that because that's a redeem on my channel where I do the Mochi Mochi dance for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
So
hey, you're not the only one. You're not the only one that does the Mochi Mochi.
Then, yeah, I've seen one other person do it. Admittedly, I haven't actually done that movement in a while. But yeah, it's just a solo thing. I love the theme song for that. Like, as stupid as that whole sequence is, that song is just cool to me. And then all the Zapdos ones was made by Kathy, aka Sunny. Kathy, well, all the Zapdos ones and the shiny Oranguru one. At the time, Kathy was still just making emotes at that point, and Kathy did a wonderful job. I absolutely love those. Believe it or not, the shiny Oranguru one called Dale, that actually has some lore behind it as to why that exists.
Explain it.
So, I mean, I'll give the backstory here is I was hanging out with another friendo, i.e. Ada Enchilada, and I was in their community one night, and we were babbling about whatever, and they look at me. At this point in time, they're shiny hunting Oranguru at this point. So we're chatting about whatever, and then they go, every time I see your name on it, like I know the D, like Dale, but every time I look at it, all I hear is Dale. Let's go. In that moment that she's saying it, shiny Oranguru pops up on her screen. And so at that point, Dale was an Oranguru for me, and it became a Pokemon that was just in my lore just because of that one clip. And it's a funny thing. So there was an emote made up for it over there, and then I had one made over here just to immortalize it, and it was a cool whole thing. The generic ZA starter emotes, they were from Nekomeko on Twitter. Let's see those. Okay, Bayo didn't have one. Was there any other random ones? No, yeah, there was. Okay, so were you from the same person? No, okay. So Mudkip was also from somebody on Twitter by the name of Spiffy, I think is how it's supposed to be pronounced. Spiff, I-E-Y, I think is what it is. And then whoever Team Yellow's emo artist is who did the Jirachi one for the Make-A-Wish event. That was so much fun. But yeah, that is the lore as to where all my emotes have came from and how they came into existence as a whole.
I like them. especially that I'm Dale with the shiny oh my god, that's kind of like how the nerd trend started on my channel. Like we were doing like this community shiny rays one day, and I just went like nerd, and all of a sudden it's like bam, all the nerd stuff came to be. I mean that's how these two emotes came to be. Nerd. Nerds. That NE just actually synced perfectly with the NE on my chest. But anyway.
Oh, you love to see it.
But anyway, most of my emotes are themed after dark type Pokemon, so I'll get you the single ones that are themed off dark types that don't overlap with anything else. There's a bunch of my emotes. I got a Hisuian Zorua Giggle emote. Oh, no, not Hisuian Zorua. Unovan Zorua Giggle emote. It's one of my favorite ones. It's one of my most used ones, because what is like a little fox boy giggling. My Hydreigon is like my Banhammer emote. I got Shiny Greninja Hi. Then I have the Darkrai as my Lurk emote, because my Lurk command is thank you for lurking in Darkrai's shadow. So that's why Darkrai's just lurking up on you. I got a Pog emote based off of shiny Zoroark. I got a Sus Grimmsnarl emote, which like nobody uses, but it's there. for my LGBTQIA community members, I got Pride Tomb commissioned, just rainbow colored Spiritomb. I got Flex Command with Single Strike Urshifu, and I got a Blushing Umbreon emote. Now a good chunk of my emotes are themed after Obstagoons, so I'll just link. So I won't detail it too much, but like
They're so good.
I got standard Obstagoon emote, I got Hype, I got Rage, I got Jammin'. I have a specific one that's fused with Piers. I call it Obstapiers. So that's like my personal favorite. And I also got some I got some emotes that aren't themed after dark types at all. So I got, let's see, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So Reggie Drago is my luck emote because my very first on-screen shiny was a Reggie Drago. So that pays homage to that. I got an Annihilate punching the ground. I just
have to do that hunt.
I have an Annihilate punching the ground. I simply call it Poké because Annihilate is my favorite fighting type, and I fell in love with it. I just kept calling it Poké, and it just stuck. Oh wait, I put the Pride Tomb in there instead of that one. I have this one based off of a lantern. I call it Sushi because I did an electric only Nuzlocke and Shield, and Sushi was my MVP. She was my MVP. She was a monster player. She had Ice Beam, Skull, Dazzling Gleam, Ice Beam. She was a unit. She was an absolute unit until she passed. And last but not least, GG's as a dust ball.
Amazing.
And GG's as a dust ball being caught, so GG's on that. Bing! But yeah, those are my emotes. All right, so do you have any Pokemon hot takes?
Oh, I've been waiting for this part. Okay, so
I'll just let you do all the talking.
couple random ones. I love that. I love it. So going back to what you were saying.
Discord, unfreeze this man.
Gengar. I think those are like the two main ones. Huh?
I couldn't.
Discord being Discord again.
Discord does Discord again. I didn't hear a word you said.
Okay. No, I was gonna say, okay, so what I'm saying was, since Discord's being Discord, I'm first gonna run it back to what you were saying about Regice, because I was listening to obviously a couple episodes of the podcast previously, and I think Regice and Gengar are like the two biggest examples that I'm gonna put here. My hot take is the fact that it's not the fact that the shinies are bad. It's the fact that the regular sprites are bad. It's not the shinies. It's the regular sprites, because while yes, in 3D they're horrible, but if you go back, and this is a perfect example. Look at the regular Gengar and look at shiny Gengar. Look at Regice and shiny Regice. Look at them in Gen 3 to, I think, 5. Look how amazing they look. And with the lack of saturation, once we went to 3D, that ruined them. Just look at them in the Gen 3 to Gen 5 games. They look so...
I mean, I definitely can see that because one of my favorite shinies of all time, Drapion in Generation 4, was completely trashed by the sheer fact that the 3D modeling just completely ruined it.
Yeah, the 3D model ruined it. Like, they were fine. It was the fact that the 3D model with the lack of saturation ruined them. I think that might also apply to regular Slowpoke until they changed in ZA, obviously, but pre-ZA, I think that also applies to Slowpoke, but I could be wrong. But I knew at least those first two was because of that. And I thought it was the shinies at first as well. And then I was at least at the time, I was watching Cam, aka Whimsy. And Cam was going on a tangent about Gengar. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's right. And then I thought about it, I was like, wait, Regice basically applies here too. So that's why I'm like, no, it's the regular sprites. The shinies have essentially been the same the whole time.
Yeah. The shinies didn't change, but the Pokemon did.
Yeah, it wasn't the shinies, it was the regular sprites. But then, going away from that, this right here is very much just me picking at straws thing, and just take this with a grain of salt. This is not happening. This is not happening. But I'm just gonna throw this out there into the universe, because if for some god reason it happens, at least I can say I was right. So you were talking about the donuts, right? I saw the donut designs that look like Groudon and Kyogre with the O and the A on the donut design, right? Knowing that, and knowing that you can battle an NPC in the ZA Royale and maybe even outside of it through the story, and they have a blue bandana on their head with the A logo on it. This is not going to happen, but I'm just going to throw the hot take that next year, in one form or another, even though we are definitely getting Gen 10, we're at some point we're going to get some variation. I don't know how, but we're going to get some variation of a re-release of a Gen 3 game. Now, whether it be Ruby Sapphire Emerald on NSO, maybe they remaster something and port it. 3-1, it's probably not going to happen, but if it does, I'm going to be the first one to tell you I was fucking right. This is picking at straws, because again, donut design bandana. There's no way that's going to hint at something. Realistically, it's not. But I'm putting it into the universe now, because if for some god reason it's a thing, I want to be the first one to tell you that I was right. That is the only reason I'm saying that. The only reason.
I would say
I have realistic expectations, but I would actually happen.
I mean, that's kind of definitely grasping at straws there. I mean, I don't see a Gen 3 game getting a remaster on a Switch game anytime soon, because the way the algorithm works for remakes, the next one up is Generation 5. So if there's some, but if
that's what I said. It's not gonna happen, but it'd be funny if I somehow caught it right. That's what I'm getting at. Like, I know it's not, but like, it'd be funny. So that's why I said I'm grasping at straws, because I want to have fun with it.
Yeah, it would be funny. Any other ones?
Just those two. I was like, is there anything else that I feel very confident on? No, it's just those two.
All right, then. All right. So let's jump into the shared experiences category. So this is where those clips I asked for come into play, and hopefully we can actually get these played.
Maybe.
All right, so let me fix this. Turn on that, turn on this, turn on that.
And this is where you're going to want me to click that other button.
No, this is where I need to switch. This is where I need to switch screens. And freaking OBS is going to be an absolute bitch about it. I mean, no, it's Discord's going to be an absolute bitch about it.
Yeah.
There. Now you can watch it in real time. There. Now you can watch it in real time.
Okay.
All right.
I can click it. All right.
All right. Well, speaking of Groudon, looks like you found one.
Yeah. So I picked the clips that I did mainly because there was backstory behind like what led me to the reactions in question, because they're all genuine for what was going on. So, for clarification, I had started hunting for Groudon in DAs for a while at this point. I don't remember when I started counting and how I got to this point, but at this moment, this is what I knew. I was quadruple hunting for him, and I had either been on phase 18 or 19 for Groudon in DAs at this point. And so I finally started hunting on other games just to find them so I could move on and hunt something else for my home living decks. What I didn't know at this was I was hunting Groudon on both copies of Ruby, but they had internal dead save batteries. And if you don't know what that means, all you need to know is because they were like that, that means they were just like Emerald, which means they were never going to times I reset for them. Look how many encounters I have on that screen.
I can see that.
I didn't learn that until long after this hunt was over. Yeah.
Yeah, Star Wars has some pretty good music, not gonna lie.
So that is what was going on when this clip happened. Is I was 18, 19 phases. And then, yeah.
Being inaccurate as fuck, though? Oh my god. They are something else. Good lord.
I don't even remember what I was talking.
Shiny
Oh,
Groudon! Shiny Groudon! Dude! It's over! It's over! Yo! There ain't no goddamn way Ultra Sun 2,278 encounters! Groudon is over! Oh, thank God! Oh, I was not ready for that. It's actually over.
I nitpick this
He's
clip
real.
every time I look at it now, because I nitpick it every time because even though I was genuinely excited and I had goosebumps going up and down my back, every time I look at that clip with where my mic must have been sitting on my desk at the time, it doesn't sound like it. But I promise I was excited.
Oh yeah, I can see the
It just doesn't
excitement.
feel like it to me.
I can see the excitement. It's in your body language about how excited you were. It was in your body language.
Yeah, I wear all my emotions on my sleeve, so I think that's one of the best parts about me is if I'm excited, I think I will have the body movements to show it.
All right, this one.
No, Corbin, I didn't act.
Okay,
I didn't
pause.
get Shiny Wilmer and
Pause.
DAs.
This is what's funny. This is funny. What's funny about this is during that same time. It's before I got him, obviously. So as you look on the I have the chat up on the screen at this point. On the right side, you can see where my mod Corbin asked if I had gotten Shiny Wilmer in DAs.
I'm just gonna state this right now. If anyone is still out there watching, I really apologize. I do not understand why my OBS has been really crappy today, or Discord is being crappy today. I don't know what's going on. I do apologize for all the inconveniences today, everybody. I do apologize for the most front, but we'll try and finish this. We'll try and finish up this interview. Like based on what I saw when the thing went logged offline, we were still watching the clips. So let's go ahead and get back to that. So we left off at this clip, as far as I could see.
Okay, so we're basically at the beginning. All right.
Well, no, we got through the first clip, and now we need to watch the second one.
Oh, wait, it's that one. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. That's right. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I see where I was at. Okay, so the first one I was talking about when I finally found Groudon. That's right. Okay. So now we're at this one. Okay, so what happened here? Well, I need you to pay attention to the chat box on the screen on my overlay on the right side where my mod, Corbin, had asked if, as you can see, I was still hunting for Groudon at this point, so this was before I found him. But this moment was so scripted. We're never gonna be able to do this again if we tried. But on the chat box, you could see where Corbin had asked if I have found a Wilmer within Dynamax Adventures. That is all the context you need. Let's go from there.
All right. Hold on, let me
Hey, you're good.
do this. This way I can keep an eye on things.
No, Corbin, I didn't actually. I didn't get Shiny Wilmer and DAs. Since you and I have been running this scripted path, I've gotten nothing in the Groudons. I've gotten no phases. Oh no! Wait a goddamn minute! Corbin can see the future confirmed. Oh my fucking god! Oh my god, I was not ready for... Okay, hi Wilbur. Corbin, how did you do that?
He literally just spoke it into existence. I had no way to prepare for that, and it was the funniest thing. It was so good.
It's just the kind of like I said it before. I'll say it again. This is the kind of shit that you can't make up.
Yeah, like you have to be there and see it in real time, and you have to record it. Otherwise, nobody's gonna believe you. But I couldn't have done that again if I wanted to. Like had no way to know a shiny Wilmer was about to pop up on the screen. It was too funny. Oh man. And then we get to this clip, and this one was a monumental moment for me because I had been hunting Selby for a while at this point. In this moment, I have 3DSs up, double hunting Selby, and on this given day, I have a separate phone that I use as an alarm clock and stuff, but I also use it as my phone camera for when I'm double hunting. And so on this given day, I was thinking about setting it up for stream for the double hunt, and then I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna go ahead and do it. I don't think I'm gonna need it. It's gonna be fine. As you can see, I'm getting closer to pushing to double odds at this point. And so when I find it, I'm obviously very excited. I did put the system up to the screen so you guys could see that I was hunting on the second DS. The only thing I hate about this is, like I said, the fact that I just didn't have the second camera ready. I should have had it on that day, and I think ever since that day, anytime I've wanted to do certain hunts and I've wanted to double hunt, I've made sure to put the camera up because I don't want to have another incident like that. Oh, no way! Dude! Why? I'm not even surprised. I'm not even fucking surprised. It's over. Fuck you. It's over. It is fucking over. Okay, hold up. Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me flip to the screen. Flip to the screen. There it is. It's over. We are done. Selby is done. Fuck you. We are done. Oh my fucking god. Oh Lord, it is out took way too goddamn long. Oh my fucking god. I told myself. Should have my Zapdos jacket on the back of the chair. On the camera. I missed what I did, but you know what? We still have proof. Oh my fucking god. Oh, it's about goddamn time. It is about goddamn time. Oh Lord. Looking at it, Brian. Oh no way! Dude! Why?
It was so good. I was so happy to get Selby.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, you're gonna hate me, but I got mine at 356. So, yeah.
And like I said earlier, somebody else I know started hunting it and found it in either 28 or 30, and I was like, really? Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
This is ridiculous.
Also, we got a question from the chat from Seth. The best part about your longest hunt, aside from finally getting the damned shiny. So, I personally, my favorite part of my longest hunt ever for Darkrai was the amount of Masuda shinies that I got during said hunts. And I've formally crowned myself the Masuda King of Sword and Shield. So, I guess that's my favorite part of that hunt. So, what would be the most favorite part for you?
Even though I can't remember the specifics, I think it's just the little bit of banter that that showed up just in between streams, just leading up to the hunt itself, right? Now, for full clarity, this, in my mind, is not my longest hunt. It's one of the longest, but I don't think it's my longest hunt. In my mind, the Groudon clip was a longer hunt, and even at one point, I hunted 2 Poipos, and the second Poipo that I hunted, I went 17k for. But I feel like, regardless of which hunt you consider your longest, it is literally just the vibes and just all the jokes and just all the little interactions you have leading up to said moment. And so when you finally find your target, yeah, it's amazing. But it's just those silly little things, whether it be jokes, emotes, just whatever. It's just the little interactions that keep you sane while you're still going for it. It's just one of the coolest things, because there's many points where I'm sure a lot of us probably just want to quit on our longest hunts, but you have people right there to keep you going forward, keep you pushing to get your target, and it's just an amazing feeling. So I can't link any one specific thing, but there was a lot of moments where like chat would just be joking about how it's going to I'm going to go like 50, 100k, 1,000 encounters for or whatever leading up to it. And so it was just nice to not have to hear about any of that anymore once I finally found it. It's just It's just those little interactions. Just they just help you keep you sane when the game is making you go insane.
Yes, I can agree on that. But speaking of insane, this was a moment that was captured when I was doing a shiny map quest in Legends Arceus. Basically, just getting a shiny in each one of the separate areas of the game. You can't leave an area until you find a shiny in each game. So obviously, I'm in the Mirrorlands. So I've already got one in like the ice in the Fieldlands. This wasn't an outbreak. This was not an outbreak.
Shiny Graveler, I'll take it. Oh my god! Holy fuck! Yo! 2 wild shiny Gravelers in the same fucking area. Are you kidding me? This isn't an outbreak. This is not an outbreak.
Yeah, you can clearly say I like to say the F word.
Same. Also, I'm just curious. When you found those, did you have charm yet or no?
Yeah, I had the charm.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you did, that would have been even crazier. But still, like that's still insane. Because like, what are the odds that two mons are just gonna spawn up like that? It's not likely. I don't think.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, I didn't notice. Oh. I didn't notice this. So it looks like my OBS, my streaming settings have also changed. Like I usually stream at 720, 60 FPS, but now I'm at I think I'm at 30 FPS right now.
Nice.
Yeah. When I loaded up the OBS again, guys, my chat dock was also gone, so I had to manually put one back in. But before I fix that on that end, so I'm a notorious Masuda hunter. This was one of my longest on-screen hunts, one of my longest Masuda hunts, but I was just so happy to finally get done with it.
Finally! Yes! Yes! Shiny Squirrel! Finally! Yes, it's over! Based on, baby! Hell fucking yes! 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 Yes!
Yeah, that was a nice shiny. So this one came from the Full Odds Showdown that took place earlier this year, and I was going for Trico, and this is literally the first reset of the day, and I was only like half awake. So after this, I definitely woke up. So.
First reset of the day, are you kidding me? Holy shit! First reset of the day! Shiny Trico! Holy shit! Holy shit! No fucking way! No way!
I'm telling you, when your voice is that high pitched in that moment, I swear, I hear A driving you.
No freaking way! No
I love it. I love it.
Okay, get this back to normal. I keep. What's your audit? What's your? Geez, how do I get back to the 60 FPS?
Get back to 30?
No, I'm at 30 right now. How do I get back to 60? Like my video bit rate's at 25. Like my video bit rate's at 2500. My audio bit rate's at 160.
Let me see here since I'm not frames per second. No, not under recording. Down its replay buffer. Yeah, it's under the. Oh, okay, it's under the video setting directly underneath the audio. That's where the frames per second is sitting at.
Oh, oh, I see. I can't. I see. I can't change that while I'm live. So I can't change that while I'm live. So we'll just we'll deal with it for the rest of the day. All right. So before any more chaos happens, what are some of the coolest? What are some other Pokemon moments you can share with me that we didn't display here today? What are some also good moments you can share? Whether it's streaming moments, IRL moments, just give us the scoop.
I have a few of these that I could think of because I find myself talking about them regularly when I think about just crazy things I've done. So the first couple that I can think of off the top of my head were not they weren't recorded, so you can believe what you want, but I have no reason to lie when it comes to my shiny hunting shenanigans. So I remember in my lifetime I have hunted for 2 Mews in Emerald. One on a Japanese save, one on an English save. English save one was before I knew that technically it was only released in Japan. So I was trying to hunt it for my Live Index. But I've kept that one on my English save house, but that's not the crazy part. So I'm hunting it one night, and I'm vibing with somebody, and I'm modding for them. When I started hunting on this day, I had 2,500 resets already done. So I'm there, just minding my own business, resetting, just vibing. Then the streamer in question gets raided. And they get raided by a relatively well-known person in the community by the name of Shofu. And so I'm just dealing with raid shenanigans, the whole song and dance. I look down, and I see Blue Mew on my screen. So naturally, I'm flipping out. I found that Mew after 2,651 runaway encounters. The crazy part is, again, I started on 2,500, right? That means I only did 151 encounters for Mew on that day. Can you by chance tell me what Mew's Pokédex number is?
151.
Exactly. So the fact that I found this shiny on its Pokédex number under odds was absolutely absurd.
That is crazy. That is nuts.
Yeah, here's another random one. So this is just a weird thing I do now. It's changed a little bit, but I don't know why. But this tickles the inner workings of my brain. So I've been doing this thing with my older games where my main saves that I'm going to have on them, I've been doing this weird thing where I've been resetting the ID numbers. So the first 2 numbers are 0, and then any combination of 3 numbers at the end. And I don't know why. It's just a weird thing. It's changed as of this moment in time where I'm also doing that to like the ending of the ID number. But yeah, it's a weird thing. But in any event, so I had a copy of Fire Red, and I told myself one night, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead, catch the legendaries on this save file, reset it to get it like that to be my main save file. Everything's going to be good. At this point in time, when I tell myself I'm going to do this, I'm saved in front of Mewtwo. And I don't know if I had done one reset up to that point. It could be either or. I don't remember specifically, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to catch the legendaries. Everything's going to be fine. So I click on Mewtwo and start the encounter. And then I see a green tail coming across my screen. And it takes me half a second to process what I'm looking at. And once I recognize what it was, I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, I called my mod Corbin in my Discord and asked him, "What is this? Like, I know what this is, but what is this?" I essentially encountered a random full odds Mewtwo in fire red. And I'm just like, what is happening? I'm like, this game is so weird. I don't understand my shiny luck. There's also been 2 different instances where just because I was bored, I had restarted copies of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And just to make myself laugh, I was like, crazy shiny luck. Let's do 50 resets on the starters. 30 on Soul Silver and 10 on Heart Gold. I've gotten a Totodile on both of the save files. I'm just like, what is happening? That Soul Silver save file is now a shiny badge quest file that I have on my cartridge. And that Heart Gold save file is also on my cartridge. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I might turn it into a Dream Team quest or something. I haven't fully decided yet. But like some of my shiny luck has just been the craziest thing, and it's wild. I think back to like whenever I found my first ever shiny, and that was, I think I'm gonna assume within that first year that I got that copy of Emerald. I remember going through the water and I found a random Wingull, and I looked and I was like, huh. I looked over at my brother. I was like, hey bro, check this out. Here's a Wingull with a green stripe on it. He looks neat. I'm gonna catch him. So I caught my first ever shiny I ever found in the games, and it's been burned into my brain ever since. Another random one that really sticks out to me, just because I thought I was gonna lose it, was I was playing through Silver on the 3DS Virtual Console, and I was running through the Chojo Falls, and I randomly encountered a full-on shiny Geodude. So that was awesome. Caught it, whole song and dance, sweet. Shortly after that, the Wi-Fi chip in the DS busted, so I had to get it replaced and something else. But anyhow, it wouldn't load up the system. So for I think it was like a week and a half, I was stressed that I was never going to be able to get that shiny back. So after the Wi-Fi card and everything was replaced, I checked the game. The save was still there. The shiny Geodude was still there. And I was so paranoid that I was going to lose it again. I think the first thing I did was evolve it to Graveler, traded it to one of my other games, evolved it into Golem, moved it up into Pokemon Home, and it's been sitting in that box since. I was like, I'm not losing this shiny because of BS. I don't care.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, bro, my shiny Darkrai is comfortably sitting in Scarlet and Violet just in case Home winds up going pew. There's no way in fuck I am losing that shiny.
No kidding. You worked your ass off for that one.
Oh God, that was, dude. Seriously, that was the single worst hunt I ever done. I will never do. Like, if I'm ever doing like a full odds legendary hunt, I'm doing it on like 20 different monitors because there's no fucking way I'm doing a single hunt. A single hunt mythical. Oh, actually, I'm doing that one for Shaman right now. So hopefully Shaman shines faster than Darkrai.
Well, here, you can have some of my luck, because I said I haven't played the BDSP again, but I did those 3 hunts, and BDSP was so nice to me for the mythicals. It was ridiculous. I was double hunted Shaman, and I got him in 491. Like, you can have some of my shiny luck. It was wild. I've just had a lot of good luck just hunting over the years, just randomly here and there. Is there any other shinies that, or just any other things like that I can think of off the top of my head I've wanted to mention? Because I've wanted to mention those because I've mentioned them so many times within my communities beforehand that I just had to put them out there. Is there any other ones? Let me think. I know I have it clipped in my community. One of the coolest ones I've done was the Jirachi bonus disc hunt. But I did the method where it only takes 2 minutes per reset as opposed to 12. That one was cool because when I found the shiny Jirachi, that was, if I remember correctly, I named him Junichi Masuda, and I think that was because that was shortly after he ended up passing, or it was the birthday or whatever it was. I don't remember exactly the situations surrounding it, But it was so poetic for the time. I was like, I have to name this Shinichi. Like, it just makes sense. Is there any others? Any other random ones? Anything that sticks out? Gotten those, that one. No, I think that's all the craziest ones that I could think of as far as like over the years. So I've spent a lot of time just shiny hunting and just playing Pokemon in general. So I just have a lot of random memories of stuff I've done. Oh wait, no, there's one. So as I said, occasional challenge runs, right? I was doing a platinum randomizer. I got to Cynthia, and I thought I was going to lose because I was battling Cynthia with whoever I had. She throws out a Kingler. This Kingler uses Guillotine, hits my first Pokemon. That's an instant KO. It's gone. I throw out the second Pokemon. She uses Guillotine, it hits me again, and I'm like, what is happening?
No guard.
I'm like, does this thing have no guard? Fortunately, it didn't, because it missed it the following 2 turns. I was like, oh, thank heavens. But man, there's just little things like that I'm just like, bro. Oh wait, here's another one. I think this, even though the Cynthia one was bad, I think this is the one I've hated the most. So I did a randomizer of white, regular white. I did 2 runs. I won the second one. The first one, I'm so mad that I have to say this. So the first run ends when I got to the second town in the game. My starter got the randomized starter that I chose was Trico. I get to the battle with N. N throws out a Slugma. I only have 5 potions in my bag, and I'm like, oh, there ain't no way. So I'm just trying to hit him with whatever. He hits me with Ember. First Ember he hits me with burns me, and I'm like, are you kidding me? This is stupid. I was so mad. I'm like, Ed, you cannot be doing this to me. and I instantly lost right there, and I'm like, bro, come on, this is not even fair. I was so pissed off.
Yeah, well, me in the Soul Link with me and Chaos, I was battling a freaking Octillery, and I used my Volcarona and I used Giga Drain. Turns out that stupid Octillery had Liquid Ooze, and it damaged me. Then it blasted me with a Hydro Pump, and I lost that pair. And that was that was my hardest hitting Mon.
Oh, that is so bad. Oh man, that is so bad. Oh Lord, there's just luck and stuff like that where you're just like, how does this happen? Like, what is going on? It's so bad. Oh man, see, I've just had a lot of random moments like that. It's wild.
I see.
Oh my god.
All right, so let's go down and talk about the most recent Pokemon news. So there's not much Pokemon news as of late, but since the last podcast, we've had the reveal of some more about Mega Dimensions, the Mega Dimensions DLC. With the most recent news that Zero Aura's back, and it gets a fucking Mega. Here's where I got beef. They make it black, but they don't give it the dark typing. It has perfect dark type compatibility, but yet it doesn't get the dark typing. Why? Give me a dark electric type that isn't a stupid rat.
You know, if we're just talking about Pokemon designs, by that logic, you know, I can see that. I can see where you're coming from. And if we were going to give it to Zero Aura, at that point, you might as well just give it to Luxray as well.
I know. That's what we've been saying for. That's what we've been saying for years. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to give us,
I think that one's more common though.
But anyway, so ZA's been out for a little over a month. Give us your. Tell me how you've enjoyed the game thus far, and what are you looking forward to most with the Mega Dimensions DLC.
The game has been so much fun. Like, Like I know a lot of people are like, they're kind of they're kind of nitpicky when it comes to like graphics and like the story and whatever else. I think I think since the Ultra games, the story in that game is really good. I think it's the best story we've had up to this point. The graphic stuff, like the issue that everybody has with the buildings or whatever, that doesn't really bother me all that much. Like I see it a little bit now, like hinder my experience at all. So I'm not worried about all that. But the game was so much fun. I was just enjoying learning the battling system and looking at all the Pokemon that came out and seeing all the new megas that we got. Just everything. There was just so much about that game that was so much fun. Like I said, Mega Dragao, not Dragougy. Oh my god, Mega Drampa is my favorite of the bunch. Like I said, I love his design. It's incredible. Um, I kn- this is a partial thing because this is where I wear my emotions on my sleeve. When you get to that final cutscene before the game ends, I know a lot of people shared the same sentiment. I had to hold back my tears when I was watching it in real time. But then I went ahead the other night and just started watching people's reactions to it, and then I just started crying because of just how sad it was. Just like the scene's sad enough, right? But you get me more when you put the sad music in, and at that point, I was gone. Like I couldn't do anything. I just had to sit there for a little bit and just deal with it. I'm gonna use it as, for lack of a better term, my coping mechanism for the fact that I never did it on stream completely because I'm just too stubborn for my own good, and too prideful. But yeah, like I had to sit there for a couple minutes and just cry at that scene just because of just how insane it is. But that whole game has just been so much fun. The DLC, I'm looking forward. I am curious to see with the DLC if if there's gonna be like another new shiny hunting method they're gonna throw in with everything else we have up to this point. I'm curious as to how long the time-based stuff is going to be for the temporary levels, because this is the first time we've seen any Pokemon go over level 100. So I think this is going to be like a really intriguing experimental thing. I wonder if they'll implement this in some form or another in the Gen 10 game. That'd be wild. But yeah, just seeing Pokemon over level 100 is going to be insane. It's going to see how we have new Pokemon might show up in there. I'm curious as to who we're going to have access to. Partially because I like shiny hunting and I have a home living dex I'm trying to work on. So I'm very curious about that. But I love to see like just all the new mons we have access to. At what point I assume since we have Mega Zeraora and we have Hoopa guiding us through the rings, I imagine at some point they're gonna, which works for me and my living dex because I'm actually making it with as many mons with my OT as. There was just a lot about it. A few quirks here and there, but like the game overall is so much fun. I love the music in the game. The battling music is something I'm a sucker for. So the battle themes are so good. I'm just like yes, and it's gonna be fun just to see what comes of it, and then subsequently what we obviously see once Gen 10 comes around. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what they got in store. I don't know what's going on, and that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah, I understand that. Like the one thing, like I told you this before we went. I told you this earlier, but I'm waiting to see if like there's Galarian Pokemon being integrated into the DLC. I'm praying to the heavens that Obstagoon comes back because it is gen locked to Sword and Shield, and I absolutely hate it. I want to use my boy again, and if that boy gets a Mega, holy shit, I am going to lose my shit. Ooh, I don't care if I'm at work and I'm like trying to do my job and I look at the phone and all of a sudden I see Mega Obstagoon, I'm like, yes. God, like everyone.
I'm also curious. I'm also curious to see like when we get around to eventually the release of champions. I wonder like what they're gonna give those megas. I wonder what their abilities are gonna be because that will definitely swing if they're even remotely competitive viable or just silly. Like
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what that's gonna be.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, people have already speculated what abilities these megas are going to get, but for the time being, we'll just enjoy the no ability, beat everything in sight mods.
That's usually how I do playthroughs anyways. Just smack everything and go.
Smack
I think
everything.
it's just a byproduct of as a kid. As a kid, that's what I did. I would just give everything all attacks and then just go, like a lot of kids. So I don't think that's changed all that much.
Fair enough. All right, so are there any future plans or goals that you wish to achieve in the near future, or just like give us some insight as to what's going on in the world of Monster D316 and what you have planned for the future?
Okay, so I like the biggest goal right now is, even though I'm a little bit away from it, I'm hoping the next big goal for me is to try to get to 1,000 followers. I'm at 505 at the time of recording this, which is pretty good, all things considered. I've had a couple drops here and there, but that's not a big deal. So I'm looking forward to trying to get to that. I'm still thinking about maybe doing like a 500 follower celebration stream, but I haven't like made any plans on that. As far as like content stuff.
Well, to give you a little bit of insight, when I had 500 followers, I did a 12-hour stream starting a Let's Go SBQ. So you can do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I could. I mean, if the time lines up, I could easily do that. I mean, I know I've done at least one 12-hour stream before, so I could definitely manage that. As far as like other like projects I got going on, I'm not going to give too many details because I am in the process right now of recording something at the moment with some other creators, so I'm going to keep that a little bit vague. There is one hint about it that I'm going to mention, and the only reason I'm going to mention it is because I've heard there was a specific line that I heard over the course of the last a few of the podcasts that I listened to. And it's a theory that I'm going to disprove because I'm going to mention that I did it, but I'm not going to mention who it is I'm collabing with, what's going on, because that'll be a surprise for when that goes up. And I don't even remember if I did what I'm about to say on stream or if it was offline. It might have been on stream, but the one thing I will say as a hint of this is that yes, I did in fact go to the Pokemon Center to buy burn heals. It was something I wanted to say because it's just something vague, but like I said, I'm not giving any more context. I just know that I'm slowly going through the process of getting that stuff made up with the people in question. So just keep on a lookout for that for when that goes live. But I guess aside from that, I don't have anything major. I have like my playthrough of like ZA downloaded onto my computer, and I think my playthrough of Coliseum, because I'm thinking about maybe making YouTube videos about those. It's something that I hadn't done in a while, but I've thought about maybe doing like a scripted like thing on those. So maybe I'll do something with that. But
We gotta hydrate.
aside from that stuff, hydrate. All right, hydration. Thank you. Especially because I've talked a lot.
Yeah.
But like aside from that, aside from those things specifically, I don't think I have a lot else going on. I'm just gonna be doing my regular shiny hunting stuff on my particular Twitch channel as per usual. Just kind of just gaming and vibing, you know.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, so I need one more thing. So first, before I ask you for this one more thing, first off, despite all the technical difficulties we have had today, Dale, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and sit with me. I really appreciate it. I know I took a little bit more time today than needed, but just thank you for being awesome.
Oh yeah, no problem. It was an honor being here. Thanks for having me on. It's been fun. Sure, technology wants to be stupid, but it's the nature of the beast. I wasn't that worried
Yeah, Baneri wants you again to mention the cage lock.
about it. Most of my afternoon was just kind of free, so I had time to kill, so it's all right.
Gotcha. But it looks like Alexis wants you to mention again the cage lock. I need to stand up for a
Well,
minute.
I was trying not to, but since Alexis is being Alexis, okay. Well, I guess I don't have a choice in the matter. All right. So yeah, me, Alexis, Charnsey, and Chaos are actually doing a 4-person avatar cage lock.
Yeah.
So yeah. So just for the purpose of it is we each control a nation. We're only allowed to have certain types of mons. And we're gonna be battling each other in like 2v2 like team style during cage lock matches, and it's just gonna be a lot of fun. And then once we get to the end, then we're gonna have I think it was a 4-person. I think it was round robin tournament. I think it was to decide who the champion is. But yeah, I've already given them all 1 point because I've already wiped. Because that was something I wanted to mention earlier in like the moments of the shared moments section, but I wasn't. I wanted to keep it vague and I wanted to wait until the project was done. But since we're talking about it now, I wiped and I've had to catch my file back up because I got to the second gym leader and my team was not built for the final mon. I got through the first 2 months just fine, but then the gym leader threw out a Mega Lucario and it power punched me to death. So you know that was fun. And unfortunately, that's the series where I've went through the Pokemart and I have bought burn heals. I was trying to keep it so vague, and then
Okay.
like, here, talk about this.
Okay.
I don't want to. All right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay, so the final thing I like to ask of you is a raid target. The code of conduct is the guest chooses the raid, so who are we going to go see today?
Good question. Let me see. Who do we got going on? Okay, who's on? Okay, who's online? Let's see. Yeah, there's quite there's a few people online. Do I want to go with a regular friendo or somebody new?
You can choose whoever you want.
I know. That's more of a me thing, because half the time I have to battle between if I want to go after somebody new or somebody familiar, at least with my community specifically. Let me see here. You're doing that. You're doing that. You're doing that. What are you doing? Ah, okay. You know what? That'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, we're gonna go send love over to Tiny Tina. I don't know exactly what Tina is shiny hunting at the moment, but I could tell Tina's hunting. And of course, Tina has good vibes. So I feel Tina will appreciate it.
My OBS just almost crapped out on us again before the raid even started, so luckily we got...
Of course it did!
Almost it did.
Almost.
Whoa, jeez, demon. Jeez. Try to sit back down.
What are you doing, fur baby?
You're trying to sit back down, and demon just sits, take my chair.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're sub to my channel, you can use this raid command. If you're not sub to my channel, you can use this raid command. Come on, let me copy and paste this. Okay, the raid is officially started. So, do you have a normal outro you like to say at the end of your streams, or you just like to say, hey, thanks for tuning in, goodbye, see you soon?
The one thing I consistently just tell chat is, hope you guys have a great rest of the evening. Hope you guys take care of yourselves. Considering this isn't my normal stream time, I'm not gonna tell you when stream time starts. You can just check the schedule for that if you're already in my Discord. But otherwise, hope you guys have a great rest of the evening. Hope you guys take care of yourselves. I love and appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys later. Just something simple, nothing crazy.
I like to remind you guys, I like to thank you guys again for choosing the Back Gallery's place to hang out today. Stay safe, stay strong. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, you nerds. But in honor of the True Turbo, I like to remind you guys to stay safe, stay rocking, stay true to yourself. I'll see you guys in a few weeks for the season 5 finale of the podcast, and you guys are going to absolutely love who I have in the hot seat. But from all of us here at pokeNERDS Inc., we thank you for tuning in with all the technical issues. Thank you for keeping up with this. And if you missed any part of this podcast, they'll be uploaded to YouTube hopefully by this weekend. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.